Hey everyone, Tyler Jones here with your weekly commentary, and last week was another rough one. Markets reacted to fallout from the Supreme Court's decision on tariffs and continued concerns around AI and tech valuations. We saw a sharp sell-off on Monday, but markets did recover for most of the week before they once again slipped. Now, of course, the bigger news happened over the weekend with the US and Israel launching a joint military operation targeting key Iranian leadership. Iran's supreme leader, who had been in power since the 1980s, was amongst one of those who was killed. Now, this is a pretty significant geopolitical development, and it's already having a short-term effect on the markets. Now, here are some of the key areas to watch as we see this develop. The first one is oil, and this, of course, is the primary concern. With shipping companies, they've already stopped sending oil carriers through the Strait of Hormuz, which handles about 20% of the global oil supply. Now, oil prices, which were trading around $60 per barrel as recently as February 13th, they were projected to climb to as high as $90 per barrel as markets process the news. However, the reaction has actually been somewhat more muted than expected, with crude oil trading around $70.50 per barrel as I'm filling this here mid-Monday. The second thing is equities. The Dow Jones, it dropped 300 points early Monday, trading as oil prices spiked. Now, the index, it did recover most of its early losses by the midday, but we'll see how that shapes up throughout the week. Third is supply chain. Beyond oil, any broader regional conflict could impact global trade routes, and of course the supply chains, especially if this conflict is extended. And then, of course, there's a psychological impact. Consumer sentiment has already been shifting away from optimism toward caution. And, of course, the latest geopolitical events, that adds another layer of uncertainty to what we would consider an already unsettling backdrop. Of course, markets have weathered numerous geopolitical crises, and rarely do they see long-term damage. Although sticking to the long-term plan, that can be challenging when markets are unsettling. We are monitoring the developments closely, and of course, we will communicate any recommended changes if the situation materially shifts. For now, patience and discipline, that's going to serve investors better than reactive moves. And remember that markets often recover faster than our emotions tend to recover. Well, that's it for this week's update. For a more detailed write-up, be sure to click the link in the description below. Hope you're all doing well, and as always, God bless.